Hey there. I wanted to come and chat with you about tracking and faces. Okay, so we all know Mary Kay Ash used to say that um, bookings are the lifeline of our business. Okay, and so really that's where we're going to see growth. That's where we're going to get new customers. If you're interested in team building, that's where you're going to find new team members. And so really that is like the most important thing we do as consultants is book people. And we've got these great spa suites that we've started where we're offering multiple different types of sessions, starting with skincare, glamour, and we're going to add on body care and like hydrosession supplement and here soon as well. Okay, so when we are talking about booking, I want to talk a little bit about tracking. And tracked numbers grow, you guys. Mary Kay, and almost every NSD I've heard says that, right? Tracked numbers grow. So we want to make sure we're tracking. And I think a lot of times we can think, oh my gosh, I've done so much work for my Mary Kay business today, but maybe it was just all up here. We didn't actually do it, or we did things that maybe are not income producing activities. Okay, so income producing activities are those things that are going to help exactly what they say. They're going to bring in income. We have an income producing activities sheet. I'm not going to go into too much detail right now, but it's where you can track booking calls, referrals, interviews, and you can kind of see where you're really spending your time, but it's also really used as a planner for the week. I'm going to do a separate training on that because there's more detail there. But let's talk specifically about booking. Okay. So when we are making our booking calls, I want you to set a goal. You know, what is that goal? It might be 10 calls a day. Maybe it's an hour of calls a day. Maybe it is, I'm calling until I get 2 bookings every day. Maybe it's, you know what, I can only do 3 booking calls a day. Whatever it is, like set that goal and make it consistent. Doing activity consistently is so important, you guys. And so if that means that you have to be a little bit more realistic with your day and maybe you would love to do 10, but you can't, you know, that's not going to work with your schedule. You know, maybe back it down to 5 or 3 or whatever it is, but whatever you do it consistently. Okay. And so with doing booking calls, I love to use something that Tammy Craik rolled out, and it's called a bubble sheet. Okay, so this is a great way to track who am I calling, so you can see how many different people you're calling a day. And when you call them, you put their name on that line. You can put their phone number there too. And then if you book them, you fill it in. If you have to leave a message, you do a slash. And if it's a no, then you put an X. And so that way you can see, I think there's 57 bubbles on here. And you should have at least, oh gosh, did I go away? When you do that sheet, you should have at least 10 bookings. Okay, so when you fill that out. And so that's really helping us with those numbers, right? It's a numbers thing, you guys. Numbers never lie. And so we got to make sure that we're working the numbers. So that bubble sheet, I love it because it helps me see, okay, how many people have actually called today? Who has said yes? And it helps me track that. So that bubble sheet's great. You'll find it on our board site. And then the other thing that I want to talk about is, so then when you do have your guests on our pampering sessions, then you can use this to track your perfect start, power start, and then your pearls. So your perfect starts 15 faces in 15 days, power starts 30 faces in 30 days. And then the pearls of sharing are your interviews. So those first 3 interviews are going to earn your earrings. And if you're new, you've got to do those with me. Those next 3 are going to earn your bracelet again with me. And then when you have your new team member, you will earn your necklace. Okay. So this is how you track your faces. So start date, end date, and really knowing, okay, 15 faces, 15 days, 30 faces, 30 days. And that is what we call a perfect start and a power start. Okay. So now you might be thinking, okay, what counts as a face? And I love this document. It's from National Sales Director Leah Lachlan. And I missed it. and she shared this with what is a face, because we want to make sure that we're counting the right things as a face, right? And so I love this. It really maps it out for you guys. So if you have someone who tries a first product for the first time with you in person or virtual, and you have their information and you have followed up with them, done their opinion poll, that is a face. Someone who attends a virtual session and has done our opinion poll that you follow up with, you've received that, that is a face. And someone who places a new order for you for the first time, and then you also collect their information, and reach out to them to follow up, that is also a face. Okay, so what is not a face? Someone who just watches a live online. She may have seen it, she may not have, but she never gave you any feedback. That's not a face. Okay, you got to have the feedback. Or someone who uses the sample that you've sent them, but there's no opinion poll, there's no follow-up, there's no order. That's not a face. Okay, when we're talking about sessions, a group appointment with 3 or more people is what we call a party, a beauty sesh. It's a facial when it's just one person. It's a double facial when there's 2 people. Okay. And if someone just happens to, again, watch a live video, but then there was no follow-up, that is not a session. Okay, you guys. Now, sometimes we ask about counting people twice. Now, in Mary Kay, we want to layer, right? We want to have them come to their spa session, but then we also want them to book a glamour appointment and, maybe come back in 3 months when our new products have launched and learn new stuff. So you guys, I want you to just be really honest about it and use your discretion about whether or not that would count as a face. Like if it's a person who's showing up with genuine interest in the products and the opportunity, and it's part of that layering process, then yeah, that can be a face. But if it's just like someone who's watching it, has no intention on really moving forward with anything else, like that's not a face. Okay. And then some other information there on what's retail, what's wholesale, what counts as they call it career survey here. We call it interview or a career chat. It's really having that conversation with the person and then filling out the career chat guide questions, and sharing that with me. That's going to be what counts as career chat. Okay, so I want you guys to look up at the upper right-hand corner here, and it says, listen, you can do your activity based on 2 different mindsets. 1, checklist mentality, like I'm just trying to get 30 faces and I'm going to just check the box. Or 2 is a growth mentality with the intent on really building your business and having a sustainable and profitable business and growing those customers. All right, so filter all of those questions and considerations through those 2 mindsets. Is it creating growth, or is it just checking a box on a sheet? And I know you guys, when we do the challenge and we're like, oh, I'm going to do my power start, we really got to be honest. Like, is this someone I'm just asking to watch this just so I can check the box so I can have another person added, or is it really growing my business? We talked a little bit about this on Monday. I like to think about it like going to the gym. Okay, so you can say like, I go to the gym for an hour a day, every day, right? But if for 45 minutes of that hour, you're chatting with people or drinking water or walking around and you're not really working out, like you're not going to see the results, right? So we got to be real honest. Like I want you guys to grow your business, but we got to be real honest about those 30 people that we're seeing. And am I seeing them through a growth mindset, or am I just trying to check the box to make sure I have the numbers up? Okay. So I want to leave you with that. I can't wait to see all of the ladies that we're going to have coming on these spa suites and new faces that we're going to see. Make sure that you're tracking, you guys, so you can really see what your activity is with the bubble sheet, what your results are with the Power Start, Perfect Start, and Pearls sheet, and then make sure that we're really counting the faces that are supposed to be counted. All right, love you, ladies. Believe in you, and I am excited to see everything that is going